everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Mom and Pop Eateries of Grey Bruce. I'm your host, Rob Leonard, and as I say each week, this incredible journey that we're taking across Grey and Bruce counties, meeting some of the fantastic mom and pop establishments, restaurants throughout the region. I'll be honest with you, I cooked in the area for 32 years, and there's some of these places I hadn't heard of before, so a lot of them are new to me, and I'll tell you, absolutely impressed with some of the incredible talent in the area. All right, we're going to head back over to the Lake Huron shoreline, one of my favorite spots, Port Elgin, Ontario, and it's the home of Ristorante Rosina. And I have with me today the owner, Stephen Harris. Stephen, thanks so much for being here today.
Hey, Rob, thanks for having us, and great work on everything you're doing so far. Really appreciate the promotion that you're doing within our local community, and looking forward to today.
Absolutely our pleasure. And like I say, with the folks at Rogers TV, Mark Perry, and taking care of the community as always. And they're the reason why we can do this today. So let's start with the restaurant and your history there. How long have you been there, and all that great stuff?
Well, we started 7 years ago. Never actually worked in the industry, so a big jump, I guess, for me and my family. Not to say that they all work with us, but do support in various ways. And it was something with our other property, Harris Management Group. We were looking at the property itself, the building and land, and started to decide that we're looking to invest in this area and continue to develop. And there was an existing restaurant, which was Rosina, started by the previous owner, Eugene and Noel, and it's named after their mom. Well, we want to continue on with the legacy, and I guess you would say a presence to her. And we decided to jump in. I was given about a year to see if it could work from my family, and here we are 7 years later. Obviously, this year probably the most interesting of the 7 years, but we've learned a lot along the way and had great support in the community and have a great team. We are on our second executive chef now, and both have provided a lot to our team, as well as providing different culinary choices for our consumer base and local area.
And that's you say your second chef in 7 years, and that's in the industry. Usually, a chef will stay in a place for 5 years, and that's tops, and then they move on to something else. And so that's average, but that's great too that you've been able to have it at two chefs over the past 7 years. And I know exactly where you are in Port Elgin, and it's it's kind of central north of the main street in Port Elgin. A very attractive building. If anybody has a chance, or if you're in Port Elgin, it's such a beautiful looking building, and the great job that you've done in transforming. I remember it was blue at one time, but the earthy colors that color scheme you've used on the outside of the building is really attractive indeed.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's something we find is unique. Definitely a little different than other restaurants or retail outlets, I guess you would say, along the main drag. We are definitely in the central area, I guess a little bit north, but as community continues to boom and develop, we might be in the dead center, I guess, in the next few years as we see more retail and restaurants expand within Saugeen Shores.
All right, so let's talk about your menu. I know from looking at it, and the name says it all. It's traditional Italian cuisine. It really, if you're looking for a true Italian experience, then I believe that Rosina is the place to go.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, some just say that I'm the one that signs the checks, but I do want to greet the customer and make sure they're looked after. I do leave it up to our culinary team, so our executive staff, sous chef, as well as anyone that's working along the lines, to develop a seasonal menu. We have usually about 3 to 4 menus updated throughout the year. Try to use as much fresh and local ingredients as we can, and a lot of the items are made by hand. So our traditional pastas, they're producing those each afternoon for people to enjoy in the evening. Any of our pizzas, dough's made it fresh again as well. natural ingredients, and trying to make something that's really enjoyable, unique. A lot of seafood features that we provide, either local or we do expand out, and items such as octopus, scallops, getting in some halibut, anything along that line is something that a little bit unique for a small town, I guess you would say, north of the GTA.
And that's, in with my knowledge of cooking, and to me, you're taking in different regions of Italy with this, because there are some regions of Italy that are very high on the seafood end of things, like you said, with the bringing in those specialty items. Some are, well, pizza is a big thing in Italy, but there are some that are, your style of pizza, I think, is probably maybe Napoli's, maybe possibly, but it seems to me that you've done a very good job at bringing in different regions of Italy into your menu.
Most definitely. Our focus definitely is Italian background, but we also like to say that we have a fusion. We realize that Bruce County, we'll call it the tuxedo, plaid jacket coming in. We want to make sure that those people also get something that they enjoy. So we definitely go unique and different tones on that when it comes to our menu. But we also want to make sure that there's something that is, I wouldn't say traditional Canadian, but a fusion between Italian and Canadian to complement and make sure that if you're on the date night, that something, whether it's the male, female, two males, whatever you want to look at, there's something there they can enjoy.
Yes, and like you said, and Bruce County is a very I don't know if it's really super diverse, but it's getting more so that way. But with Lake Huron being that close proximity, actually it's within a couple of blocks of your restaurant, you get a lot of the fish eaters, people that enjoy the salmons and the whitefish and things like that. But Bruce County also very well known for beef. So again, I see a good selection of steaks and things on there. Again, a tribute to your chefs in trying to keep everybody happy.
Most definitely. We want to make sure that there's something on the menu that everyone can enjoy. Right now, for example, we have venison. Obviously, we're getting into hunting season, something that a lot of pure, I guess you would say, naturalists that go out and enjoy that type of season can enjoy a nice venison that's aged quite well. So very tender. We just want to make sure it's not overcooked. And trying to get those people to enjoy, medium rare venison and unique sauces, accompanied with a nice pasta with that right now, and a great dish that people have enjoyed this summer.
And venison, very popular, as you said, in the area right now. And I don't know, is it hunting season yet?
I don't believe so. not a gun owner myself, but I understand the freedom of rights, so it's probably pretty soon. I think it's usually a little bit early winter, because I know a few people on our hockey team that can't make a few games because they dedicate their time to get out into the field to see what they can catch this year.
That's right. Okay, so now you feature nightly special and or daily specials. I'm sorry, and I see them every day on my page as they're coming through. And the one that strikes me is the Tuesday night special. It's wing night, but with a twist, right? You have your traditional chicken wings, but then what's the other wing? I'll let you go ahead with that.
Yeah, it was something that we started. We'll call it the COVID Tuesday nights with our takeout. Obviously, to comply and safety of mind, people at first, when we had shutdowns, we moved to a takeout, which wasn't something that we strived in before, but had great feedback within the community. And we wanted to have a wing night. We didn't want to interfere with others, and we decided to go with duck wing. So it's a braised duck wing. It's braised in duck fat, so I'm not sure it's the most healthy choice. You probably don't want to have it 3 nights a week, but our Tuesday nights have really taken off. Our chef came up with the creation. They became quite popular, and we had a period, probably I would say April through June, where if you didn't have your order in by 5 o'clock, it was pretty much sold out each night. So we had quite a few cases, and even our supplier was kind of wondering what's going on, how many ducks are being sold in Port Elgin, and where does it happen? But it's even something that's carried through in the summer, that we're getting people in our patio, or now that we're dining in, looking to enjoy duck wings, whether it's Tuesday night or we even put it on our menu. And he's done a blueberry compote. It's a seasoning, whether it's Wednesday through Saturday, and people have really enjoyed it. And we even get a bit of duck gravy out of that, and we're doing some fresh cut fries. I don't know if Rosina ever thought we'd have a wing night with fries, but we definitely do on Tuesday nights.
That's fantastic. And that's exactly what you want. You want to, in some cases, a lot of places doing the same thing. But when you get a different idea, something that is duck wings, I've never seen it anywhere, to be honest with you. But then when it's a huge success, that separates you from everybody else.
Most definitely. No, I support others. I think it's great. You have to have a downtown, whether it's Port Elgin, you're going over to Aurelia, close to your home right now, different areas like that. You want to have a downtown or even suburbs where you got restaurants, stores supporting one another, but having your unique and, original, we'll call it Tuesday nights for ourselves, duck wing, and compared to that of the chicken wings, it's something that people really have attracted to. And I don't think a lot of people had even tried duck before, but we're definitely getting an interest. It's not for everyone. If you don't like dark meat, or you don't like dark meat on a turkey, might not be for you, but we're finding people are really finding that the juices and, the flavors and everything else included in that is something that's unique and quite enjoyable.
And certainly is, as you say, duck is traditionally very fatty, and people understand that. But there is an art to cooking duck, and obviously your chefs have got it down to a science. Again, with the success of your duck wing nights, but that could also spill over into coming in again for another night for a duck breast special or something like that. People have acquired that taste for it now.
Yeah, most definitely. No, we're anticipating that, might be a duck confit on this fall, and we'll see where it goes.
Okay, and you just mentioned there about other restaurants supporting each other, as you said, going into different areas and trying different places. I saw one in particular. It was Doug Walker, who owns Walker's Catering Company in Tara, Ontario, and he's a member of the page as well. But him and his wife were celebrating their wedding anniversary. I think it was a couple of weeks or a month ago. But he took pictures of his meal, of the outside of your restaurant and everything, and he put that on his Facebook page, as a way to support other restaurateurs in the area. And I thought that was a really class move on the part of Doug to do that. And he's done it for a couple of other places as well. So, but the meal him and his wife had that night looked absolutely amazing.
No, I think it's amazing. I mean, whether it's local, just within, we'll call it Saugeen Shores, where we're based, or surrounding area, Grey Bruce, even over to Simcoe, we're seeing a lot of people. I know myself, whether it's me and my family or me and friends, obviously a little bit restricted right now with COVID-19. We're big supporters going out to other establishments, and it's important. We all have to be in this together before COVID and currently now. And if you like food, obviously cooking for yourself isn't something you want to do all the time. Or I actually have the benefit it's not always me cooking, but definitely get out and try others. And Doug was in. We had the manager at Sizzlin just in recently for an anniversary. We've had a lot of people, whether it's the Wismer House, Chester, Queens down the road. Those people dine with us, and we really definitely feel the support when they're in. They're quite excited, and whether it's on their personal page, on their company Facebook page, Twitter's, Instagram, supporting and showing what others are doing. And I know myself, I also like to promote whether, it's specials that are going on a certain night, features. We're not seeing as much events right now because of COVID, but events going on, get people out, get people enjoying. If somebody goes for a dinner somewhere, they want to after cocktail somewhere else, they need to know what's out there, and we need to all be open and have our doors ready to support and continue on.
And that's fantastic. And I've seen so many examples, as I said, of excuse me, of restaurateurs, the mom and pops supporting each other, and it almost seems like, of course, it's a highly competitive industry, but some people are a lot of people are putting that on the back burner right now and trying to support each other as much as they can. And to me, that is what Grey Bruce is all about, being there to help each other as best they can.
Most definitely. And I've even found that our chef partakes in it, and within just, we'll call it Port Elgin, there's a bunch of different chefs that get together, and supply availability is becoming more regular now. Hopefully we don't see that restrict or further shutdowns incur, but when there was some shutdowns and some limitations, they were networking amongst themselves. Somebody needed some lime, some needed some romaine, whatever it is, shared amongst each other. If you have something that might be going bad in the near future, who can use it to make sure it's not waste. And that was something that was really great within our community that started. Some of it was going on prior, but we really found it picked up since COVID-19. And it just shows that, again, we're all in this together. This isn't something that you can look and say it's just yourself, or that you can only beat it yourself. We have to work together and make sure we keep the doors open and customers can enjoy the experience downtown.
And that's, you said it right there. We're all in this together, and it's, every restaurant owner knows exactly what the other's going through, and it really does the heart good to see everybody helping each other out as best they can. Now, Stephen, let's take a look at when it was announced that the doors had to close. Did you close right away, or were you? And if you did, was it for very long? And what was the deciding factor for you to reopen if that's in case what happened? So
we'll go back. I think it was about March 13th or 14th when there was discussion on limitations might be forthcoming. The disease was starting to spread more regularly. I think looking back on it then, we obviously didn't know what we do now. I commend the government. They obviously didn't know what they were getting into, and whether it's provincial, county, or to the federal level. But on the Monday, we did decide that we're not going to continue on with our dinner service. I think it was on the Tuesday they announced restrictions and who had to close. So we were already prepared at that time. Very difficult point. At I think it was Tuesday morning, we issued about 19 or 20, slips of people. They basic record employment so that they could proceed with their next steps, and knew that they weren't available to continue on. But right away on the Wednesday night, we started with our takeout service, started promoting social media platforms, obviously listing on the door. There wasn't a lot of traffic downtown, but for anyone that was bypassing, obviously with Bruce Power and the little bit of a bubble we're in, there still is some activity that carried on right through March till today that other municipalities might have not seen. But we moved to takeout. It built up very quickly, and then we were very surprised probably within the first, I guess you would say, 2 weeks, the interest we had. We actually had some limitations on what we could look at and provide. And, we worked with our chef, our executive chef, we were able to retain, work closely with him, and we provided to the community. And it was pretty much that until June when we were allowed to open patios. We opened our patio, which was new construction. It was a design we had about 3 years ago and had approval at the time from the municipality, but we had never jumped on it. And we took the actions to move then. The government had great support with some different grants and methods to, move forward. Obviously, the AGCO, they lifted some restrictions, and we're able to get our patio open. And then it wasn't until end of July until our dining room opened. And that's where we currently stand. So now we have in-house dining. Due to the size of the restaurant, we're less than 40%. It's not even 50% that we can operate at, but we do have a very spacious and safe layout for people. We exceed 6 foot distancing in most cases, and then also have barriers, and for example, our booths. So great safety in mind, and our patio was continuing at great success until Mother Nature has kind of said that we're going to have cool nights, but we're going to see if we can get a few more nights before September is out from there, and then we'll probably see takeout service pick up a bit more. We've even seen in the last couple of weekends that it's not something we ended. We offered it throughout the summer, but the interest wasn't as high, and we are starting to see that pick up again. So that's kind of where we're at. We never actually closed the doors for an extended period of time, but it was about 19 to 20 people that we unfortunately had to lay off, and we've been able to hire back about 16 of those. So not all, but pretty high volume within 3 to 4 months, and we're quite proud of that, to make sure that we're doing our part, keeping people employed and business open.
That's fantastic. And it sounds to me you were, well, in hindsight, getting the approval for that patio, and you already had a design, so it was pretty much just get it put together. But there was cause for celebration in the industry when it was announced that you could open the patio areas, and almost every municipality lifted restrictions on the patios. And the summer was almost perfect patio weather. We had a few hot days, but in our discussion last night, I mentioned, and you agreed that everything's going along smooth. And in the last couple of weeks, the bees decided to move into the patios.
Yeah, most definitely. Ours is in our back parking lot. It is a parking lot, but we're able to construct a patio that we felt quite proud of. It's a permanent structure. There's a lot that have had temporary expanded structures or temporary patios, and we'll see what 2021 brings forward with those locally or across the province. But ours is definitely a permanent structure, and we do have a pear tree that mysteriously grows, and I have no idea what age it is. It's definitely much older than our restaurant is, but right in our parking lot. So we got a pear tree that is quite attractive to people to look at, but also very attractive to bees and hornets. And yeah, we had quite a few that are still roaming around, and I guess you would say interrupt some people's meal. On the other hand, they're part of nature, and people want to see bees return. And I don't know where they're not returning, but they're pretty rampant in our area.
Yeah, they are over here too. So, okay, let's talk about. You said you're still doing takeout, and you do have space open in the dining room. Is there delivery in Port Elgin or no?
There's not a delivery service. There are quite a few restaurants that have provided delivery. It's not something we partake in currently. We definitely support those that are conducting it through their business. We just felt with our menu, it just didn't quite suit, but we do have curbside pickup, and we also have, you can walk in the restaurant and take out as well. So it depends on what people's level of comfort are. We're definitely willing to work with that. We might consider this winter some delivery, but we just realized that there are some restrictions around, accommodating schedules and making sure that it works. And our focus right now is just getting the food out and hot, and hope that it's still enjoyable by the time they bring it home, and not have delays with food sitting in vehicles or anything at this time.
Right. Okay, let's talk about your hours of operation now. Is this your fall schedule that you have right now?
So we've tried to sustain throughout the year a regular schedule. We do Tuesday to Saturday dinners, 5 to 10, and then we do lunch on Fridays, and that's 11:30 to 2. Close Sundays and Mondays, and we hope to sustain that through the winter. Obviously, this year will be a little bit different. In the past, we've had a lot of, not closure dates, but private parties for Christmas and everything else, and we're not sure where that season will take us as we get into November and December. Definitely we'll have to see where this pandemic has us at that stage, and obviously there will be restrictions if we are to have any holiday parties. So we're still anticipating carrying through, and we might close for a few weeks in January. We've done that in the past, but again, this we'll call it 2020, and 2021 is right around the corner. So I don't think the pandemic can be just focused on one year anymore. I think we're looking that this definitely carries into next year, and a lot of things is it week by week or day by day?
It really is. I mean, the restaurant business is crazy enough as it is, and uncertain enough without all of this extra stuff going on. Now, do you do catering? Do you any catering? Like, if let's say somebody had a group of 20 or 30 people at their home, would you deliver to their for catering?
We've done weddings off-site. We've done different events, whether it's corporate business meetings. It's not something we rapidly promote, but it's really been, I guess you would say, referral or word of mouth. And we've done various, everything from 12 people at a business lunch right through to, we did a couple weddings, close to 200 people last year. So, definitely offer.
Well, very nice. So we have takeout, we have in-house, and you will do catering if the job is right, or if everything comes together on that. So, all right. Let's quickly, we've got about 5 minutes left. I also want to talk about the you wear another hat, and that is you are the president of the Saugeen Shores Chamber of Commerce. So to me, that tells me that you've got a finger on the pulse of the, how things are going in Saugeen Shores. I'm not going to ask you for a prediction. I know it's tough everywhere. It's not just the restaurant business. It's retail. It's everybody that's feeling the crush right now. But are you seeing a lot of people adapting to the changes in the retail sector as well as they are in the restaurant sector?
Most definitely. I wouldn't say it's everyone, but yes, I'm not sure that I would have signed up knowing that 2020 would have brought COVID in to be the president this year. But definitely our fellow board members were adapting and trying to support as much as we can. A lot of businesses we have seen, right through the curbside pickup. There's some local businesses that set days aside to do porch drop-offs. Some have launched websites or different e-platforms in order to market as well as sell their product within. But we've definitely seen a lot of businesses that have adapted. It's great when I'm walking downtown just past our restaurant and see the measures for safety, the interest in, we'll call it the human life, that people are doing to make sure that safe environments are available there for their shopping. But talking to a lot of businesses, not all, but definitely some businesses have just been under sales of the last couple of years. So that's very impressive. We've definitely seen in our area, tourism was a big push within, not something that we're pushing to attract people to the area, but people obviously moved within Ontario, some of it because of restrictions, they can't go elsewhere, and others just looking to get out. We all got cooped up for quite a while, and you can only hold you back so long. So we've definitely seen a lot of businesses focus on that. I'm quite impressed though, if you even look at people focus on the retail and the hospitality, but a lot of things, whether it's in the healthcare, mind, body, different things like that, those businesses were definitely impacted as well. And they've had some great measures to reopen, do it safely, take precautions, measures, sanitization, hygiene methods, everything to get their doors back open, look after their clients, build new clients. And our region's definitely supported with Bruce Power, the affiliated companies. A lot of people call it the bubble, and I see it as a bubble, that we're definitely in an area that's booming economically. And we have a little more protection that way. And they're trying to attract new customers, people that have moved into this area for work, to shop local, support local. And wouldn't say it's everyone, but we have a large population that is starting to do that. And it's very appreciative, as everyone at the Chamber sees. We're getting new members, even new businesses open locally. And that's pretty impressive within COVID-19 and seeing those measures contained.
Okay, Stephen, and that's fantastic. Each one of these episodes I do, I've been as I said, in the hospitality industry all my working life, and I have fears just like everybody else does, but I feel a little bit better after talking to you today. And the restaurant is called Ristorante. Am I doing that right? I haven't got the Italian thing. Ristorante
Rosina.
Rosina on Godridge Street in Port Elgin. And Stephen Harris, owner, thank you so much for doing this with me today. I wish you and your staff all the best moving forward as we battle our way through this horrible pandemic.
Hey, thank you. Keep up the great work yourself, and best of luck to you and your family.
Thank you very much, Stephen. I appreciate that. So again, Stephen Harris, owner of Ristorante Rosina from Port Elgin, was our guest today. For producer Mark Perry and producer Darlene Van Wyck back at the studios in Owen Sound, thank you so much. And we'll see you next time on Mom and Pop Eateries in Grey Bruce.